have a 2010 Chevrolet Silverado in pristine condition. What the hell is that? Today, ladies and gents, we're going to be tackling the oil pressure sensor unit, whatever they call it. Sensor, whatever. It's on the very back side of the engine. So to make this easier, we're going to get the intake out of the way. The intake tube. And then we're just going to pull the intake off so we can get to the back of the engine. I've already got new gaskets for the intake manifold, just in case. I know they're rubber, but if one rips, I can replace it. So yeah, we're gonna start working on this. Got my impactor. It's gonna be doing all the dirty work, get this thing out of the way, and yeah, we'll walk you through this. Not that anybody cares, but tube's out of the way, throttle body's unhooked, got the PCV off the tube there. We're gonna get this alternator wire disconnected to get it laid over here. And this shit is so brittle, you just touch it. And I'm not kidding you either. Look. Okay. Well, we're going to pretend like we didn't see that. We'll get this out of the way. You need to open up some room here to get the wiring harness out of the way. I'm making a video. What's all dirty? Oh, I'm sorry. Since removing the alternator wire, I don't want it to ground out, or, we'll just remove that. You don't have to, but, what do they call that? Preoccupied maintenance, whatever the fuck you say. Okay, moving on. We'll get this wire disconnected here. Pull this bracket off. You could just undo that clip, but they'll probably break. So we'll just undo the bolt. Doing this with one scrumping. Anyway, here we are. PCV unhooked there. Hell, the injector's unhooked. Fuel line's unhooked. What else? All the manifold bolts are loose, so I just need to figure out what is connected. Well, that wire is going to have to go over that. I don't know if I can do this with one hand, so bear with me. Just trust me. It's loose. It's gotta get the thing above the thing. Sometimes it helps to remove the alternator, get more clearance. It also helps to blow this out so you don't get anything in the cylinders when you pull the intake off. Good thing we didn't do that, so we'll just have to suck that out or blow it out. How am I bleeding so bad? Okay, that took 0.3 seconds to get that out of there. I definitely should have blown this out, but that's okay. There's the guy we're after. Yeah, we'll just have to, we'll vacuum it out. That's it. The faulty sensor, hopefully it's not the wiring, but this is a very common issue with these damn trucks. So now that you got an open hole, grab the new one. I think the new one's got thread tape on it already, and throw it back into place. Some of these have filters on them. I don't know if this one's got one or not. Can I see it with the camera? I don't think there's a filter in there, but I'll do some further inspection. That's it. That's why I had 0 oil pressure. Because of a damn sensor. Dang. Got her vacuumed out. All the cylinders are clean. And I got the new sensor over there. Just gonna thread her in. Hudson's got sunscreen on like you wouldn't believe. And yep. It can only go on one way.
Okay, you better say that in your interview.
Yeah, you don't want to over torque these things. You snap that thing off, oh boy, you better grab yourself a beer and sit down and think about what you've just done, because my goodness. Yep. This whole plate would have to come off, and you have to drill and tap. And
This is a GP or PG.
oh, PG, yep. So now it's just reverse of what we did. I'm going to check out these. I got brand new intake gaskets right there that the intake's actually sitting on. Just make sure these are GM's actually pretty decent. Well, probably wouldn't hurt to change them while we're here. They just clip on. Makes it really nice. Just like so. Isn't that nice? I'll take some, you got Scotch-Brite? Take some of that and just ever so slightly just clean this area. Just do it with a rag, actually. You don't want to scratch these cylinders. Yeah, we'll just do it with a rag, because you use a Scotch-Brite, you could have a chance of deforming the metal, actually. It's just aluminum heads. But yeah, just clean it up. We're going to throw new gaskets on the intake manifold. And yeah, we're going to slap it back together. Ain't nothing but a thing, chicken wang. Yeah, he was nervous when I pulled that out of there. Half my frickin' engines tore apart. Just the intake. Everybody calm down. Hudson's over there screaming somewhere. Hello. These intake on the heads is clean. Clean as you can get them.
Are you telling me or are you on a video?
I'm on a video. You know, this stuff won't hurt. I mean,
Not try this at home.
got a little bit of carb clean on there, cleaned up, you know, a nice sealing surface. I mean, you'll have a little bit of stuff like that, but you do not want to, I don't know why I said Scotch Brite. I just wasn't thinking, you know, do not want to use that on these. It has to be a perfect seal. Luckily, the new gaskets, they're nice, so they make it a nice, good seal. I'm sure somebody will slide up and tell me what I'm doing wrong, but this is how I've been doing it. This is how it's going to work, and this is how the cookie crumbles.
I'm going to tell them the part I told you.
You want it this cleaner than your balls in the shower when you're doing it for 20 minutes because it feels good. You want it cleaner than that, okay? Freaking old men try to... But these gaskets were kind of fucked, let me tell you. See that? How they're folded over? Good thing we got new ones. Don't forget to clean up the intake manifold a little bit. Just wipe it off. Make sure there's no crusties on there. That way you get a nice seal. I shouldn't have to tell you this. It's an O-ring. See how these are not folded over? See how I'm still kind of bleeding profusely? That's nice. These just clip on the manhole cover. Intake manifold. I'll show you that after I get this cleaned up a little bit. Oh, a little bit of PCV action dripping into the... You'll have that. So yeah, wipe this down. I'll show you how the new gaskets clip on.
From Angie's truck, and Jillian goes, just let him have it. Just let him have it. I think those could be cleaner.
They're not coming clean unless we get the sandpaper out. We're not doing that. I got to clean up the intake manifold.
No, we're not.
I got to clean up the intake manifold a little bit, so we better leave that brake cleaner out. I mean, carb cleaner.
Okay.
Then we'll wipe those down, and then we'll put the new gaskets on, put the intake manifold back on.
Let's make sure them gaskets are the right ones.
They are.
Did you already check them?
Yeah, look.
Oh, they're red. The other ones are green.
What's that matter?
They're red and the other ones are green. Can't be the right ones.
Can't be. Okay, intake manifold's cleaned up. These gaskets just clip on. I mean, this is simple. As long as they're the right ones.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
One-handed. Do what? This gasket making me a liar. Okay, intake manifold's cleaned up. These gaskets just clip on. I mean, this is simple. As long as they're the right ones.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
One-handed. Do what? This gasket making me a liar. The difference was, but I just switched the gaskets, even though they're like identical. This one fits better, so whatever. So now that's on. Do the other side and put the intake back on. Oil in the intake because of the PCV. If you tip it up on its end like that when you're working on it, it runs oil all the way down the front of the truck onto the ground. Isn't that nice? That's convenient. Anyway, moving right along here. This thing's going to smoke. The truck's going to smoke for a little bit because of all the oil that is now in the intake. But, yep. moving right along again. Hey, we got the intake manifold back on. Like I said, there's gonna be a little bit of oil in there, but all the bolts tight, torqued down to spec, you know. Torqued. We're gonna put the PCVs back on and plug the fuel injectors in, put the fuel line back on. Trick on the alternator. If you're having trouble getting it in there, just take your hammer.
No!
Take your hammer and tap these out some. Because these are the shims. When you tighten it down, they pull against it. So now you can get it in there nice, and when you tighten it down, it pulls them back in. Tricks of the trade. Yeah, so that's it thus far. Put the belt back on, stuff like that. Simple. Says the hood's open. Well, there you have it, folks. I mean, that was easy peasy.
Is that check engine?
Move your armpits.
Come on?
Move your armpits.
Speaking of armpits, how are yours doing?
I didn't put any on it. Well, you know what? The check engine light's off because I had battery unhooked and it reset the computer. It'll be back. Don't worry. It'll be back.
Because that was
I don't remember what it was, but yeah, it could have been. I think it was, yes. Sounds nice. That's it. We did it! We did it! High five.
What's that there?
What?